Let me paint you a picture. You've got some friends over. You want a dish that's going to bring them all together. You want them to, you know, interact, get involved. This is the dish for you. Queso. Because dips bring people together. So let's make a cheesy queso dip. This is what we're gonna do to get started. We've got an onion. Finely dice an onion. Look, onion, one of those things at the base of every great dish. I'm gonna get rid of my onion, get it into a pot. The next thing we're gonna finely dice is a jalapeno. Jalapeno, I like it spicy. Gonna keep the seeds in. If you don't like it spicy, don't put the seeds in. If you have friends that don't like spice, I'd question your friendship. This is the love, the attention to detail. Now, gonna grab some of our jalapeno here, gonna add it in. Gonna reserve a small amount for garnish. Clove of garlic, get it into our pan as well. Final thing we need to dice up, some beautiful tomatoes. We're going to deseed the tomatoes. Just want the nice firm flesh. The seeds, they're gonna water it down. You don't wanna water down the queso. Just deseed it like that. Then we'll give it a fine dice. I'm gonna reserve just a little bit of that for later. The rest of the tomatoes can go into this pot here. Coriander.
Just a moment of your time, guys. I just want to talk to you about something really important. Cast iron pan by Ironclad. Handcrafted, sturdy. It's just like the all-rounder pan for everything. 3-generation guarantee. Pass it on to your kids' kids, maybe even their kids. Grab your hands on one of these. But for now, let's get back into the cooking.
So in my pot, I've got finely diced onion, tomato, jalapeno, and clove of garlic. That's going to be the base of this queso. It's going to add a heap of flavor, color, texture. It's going to be very good. Got some unsalted butter, evaporated milk. Secret ingredient, freshly grated cheddar. Take you back to your childhood. Kraft sliced singles. Now what we're going to do, turn this onto a low heat. Add our butter. Let that melt in. We're just gonna saute this for a little bit. We don't want to get any color on it. We want everything to be soft, sweet. Okay, so the first step of our queso is a wrapper. So we're gonna make as many rhymes as we can. Okay, so you need to control your heat. Let that sweat, because every good queso is nice and sweaty. Starts with a nice base of sweat. Look at that. Can you see that? Bubbling away. Okay, so step number 2, evaporated milk. And now we just pour it in. Next step, this is the most crucial thing. Please grate your cheese. I've got some cheddar, freshly grated. If you get grated cheese, it's got anti-caking agents. It's gonna stop this from being smooth, silky, sexy, just like queso the wrapper himself. So we're gonna get it, okay, so get our cheese into it. While that's on a low, medium heat, we're gonna go in, get all of that in. Give it a mix. Okay, so this is a very technical part of this recipe. Kraft singles. I used to have these as a kid. Every time I do this. You guys never do that? Me and my brother always used to do that. Kraft singles, it's delicious. It's not even real cheese. That's why it's great in this recipe. The secret ingredient that this has, when you read the packet, will say mineral salts. That's sodium citrate. Sodium citrate is gonna help this become smooth and silky. Okay, so we wanna add all of our cheese into our queso. 10 slices. It's beautiful plastic cheesiness. Also, making sure we're always stirring our queso. We're almost there. Can you see that? All that cheese is melted. I'm just gonna turn this down. This queso is looking more and more like queso. I'm just gonna try it. It's good. It's spicy. It's got attitude and luxury. The jalapeno, but then the mouthfeel, the way it coats your body inside your tongue, it just floods it with cheesy, oniony, spicy goodness. So we've got our liquid cheese, ready to plate this thing up. Okay, so I wanted to be a little bit fancy, so I got some blue corn tortilla chips. Why is blue corn fancier? I don't know. Okay, so with a queso, there's a couple of different ways you can plate it. There's two types of people in this world when it comes to queso. Those that dip and those that want to see it drip. I'm going to show you both because I don't discriminate. We're going to get one in a bowl here. This is for those that like to dip. I'm also going to get the little jalapeno tomato that we reserved from earlier. Place that on top. The second type of people, they're the ones that like to see it drip. In that queso, you get a tray, grab your corn chips, place it on your tray. Be generous. We get our queso, give it a stir, and we pour it all over these corn chips. And we just let it drip. If you think it's too much queso, perfect. That's exactly what you want. You want to be skating that fine line between too much and just enough. Okay, so we grab our reserved coriander and we just give it a sprinkle over. Okay, so there you have two different ways you can serve your queso for the two different types of people in this world. Those that like to see it drip, look at it, wait for it to drip. Bang, see that? Satisfaction. And my personal preference, those that like to see it dip. Take a bite, serve this to some friends, and you know, everything's gonna be okay so with a little bit of queso.